And out of anybody, you've been with me fishing the absolute most, and you've seen some of the weird things that's happened over the years. And I kind of wanted to ask you, from your perspective, what do you think the role of luck is in fishing? Because I know you agree that sometimes you do just get lucky.
Yeah, lucky sometimes is more important than being good. You never know how things work out. But you remember the time you caught that big old eel
Yeah, that was.
and the line cut?
Yeah, I thought you were Superman that day.
Uh, I knew that the line was above my head, but I didn't know where, and I didn't have time to look. So I just stuck my hand up and I grabbed whatever was there, and I just was lucky, and I grabbed the line.
Mhm.
And as soon as I touched the line, I thought, "Oh no! If the oil runs, it's gonna burn through my hand."
Yeah.
So I wrapped a few times around my hand, and I tried to drag it up, but all those things happen in such a short split second. You don't have time to think,
Hmm.
and if you if it wasn't really for luck, I don't know. I don't know if we would have caught that.
Yeah.
It was like very, very fortunate for
I
us.
remember just going because I heard it snap, and I really didn't think you had any shot, reaching up and grabbing that. But
That's all I heard was the line
snap.
snapping, and uh, like I said, it's just lucky that when I put my arm up, it was like right there. The
Mhm.
line was right there in my hand. And otherwise, you would have lost a double digit OEO.
Yeah. I remember that when I bought it up, I didn't even realize it was an oil. It was so big.
I'd say you were like 9 or 10, something like that.
I might have been even younger
Yeah.
because I remember other times where I'm bringing in the fish and I'm like, how the heck did I catch that? Do you remember the eel that I hooked through the nose?
Yeah.
And that was, I don't know how else to say it. Like, I think the eel was going to eat the bait. And I don't know what. The hook was literally in the nose of the eel. And
How about the collar that you hooked on the horn?
yeah, that one was just weird. And I was just trying to break my leg. Like I had the line wrapped around my arm. I was holding it, walking back. And as I'm reeling it, I'm like, hey, there's something on the other end of that line.
Yeah. So, sometimes luck is just what it is. It's luck. But I'm happy that you have it.
Growing up, you told me stories about your brothers, and I think was it somebody's pole went in the ocean, and then somebody pulled up the pole or something?
Yeah. One of the poles took a strike,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't in a sand spike. It was just kind of
Oh, okay, in the
placed in
sand.
the sand, and the pole went over. And we thought, oh boy, just lost the whole reel and rod and whatever. But a couple of seconds later, the next pole started going. And when everything was said and done, we realized that the hook from the second pole had caught the top eye of the pole that went in the water and brought up the pole and the fish. So that's another example.
Well, what was the lesson that you learned there? Because I think that has to do with drag right there, right?
And not only drag, but don't be lazy. Put the sand spike in the sand
Mhm.
properly, and I don't know, just be grateful for luck.
Yeah, sometimes luck is better than being good because
Yeah,
stupid things happen.
but it's a good thing.
Hmm.
You can't always depend on it, but it's
saves you.
It's good.
Because I remember you telling me, like, I didn't think of it at the time, but my first lure, it was during low tide. And you told me you could see the line rubbing on the reef, but you didn't
Yeah.
want to say anything. Like, what were you thinking at that point?
I thought it was gonna cut, but I didn't want to disappoint you, so just
Mm-hmm.
played it out. And luckily, we got it in, and it was just it was really good because just minutes before that, I caught a OEO,
I was down and crying, is what it was.
and he was on your great grandpa's pole that I was gonna hang up already.
Mm-hmm. What kind of pole was it? I remember it was really like flexible and whippy.
It was old Fenwick, but that pole caught a lot of fish, and I didn't want to destroy it, so I decided that I would try to get you to
One
catch
last
something.
out.
Yeah. And when the OEO hit, you were so far down the beach that there was no time.
Yeah.
So I cranked it in. I see you running, but your short legs wouldn't carry you fast enough.
Stubby legs.
And by the time you got there, I had it up already.
Mm-hmm.
So, you were crying when you got there.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you, why are you worried? I'm going to cast it out again and we'll get another one. So don't worry. And, I didn't know if that was possible, but I said, well, we're going to take a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And I cast it one more time. And that's the time the ulua hit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another one. It was low tide. It was chances were against us. Odds were against us. But, there you go again. Luck.
I mean, what comes to mind is I don't know how you're able to look at me with such confidence, saying something was going to bite. Because at that point, I was like, no, I was crying. Going,
I didn't know.
How do you know? You don't know.
I didn't know what else to say. But, oh well, I'm glad it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
And it just turned out to be your first ulua. And that was one of the memories that you'll never forget.
Mm-hmm.
It's your first one.
Yeah.
So
when it comes to like hooking the fish,
Mhm.
we've seen some really weird hookups. Like we've seen, like I said, the oeo in the nose.
Mhm.
But what was the one hookup that you remember that was, how the heck, like it should have come off? The hole in the mouth was so big.
I remember Camp Mokulia, and
That was weird.
you fought this papio for, I don't know, just a few minutes. But
Mhm.
when you brought it in, the hook was just barely hooked on the skin.
If I pulled any harder, that was it.
If you jerked or did anything, it would have just popped right out.
Mhm.
But you got it.
Yeah.
So you've had a lot of those.
Mhm. The lucky.
And it's good.
Mhm.
It's good that you have it.
Yeah.
But when you don't, oh well.
Mhm.
I told you, if it's your fish, no matter what you do, it's gonna come up. And if it's not, it's gonna come off.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it.
Mhm.
I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Follow along for more.